first, I want to talk about something that happened on Substack this week. And I'm a Substack geek, and I'll be the first one to admit it. Yeah, Substack. What's up with Substack? And they did a Kumbaya article this week. So I love these guys. I love this platform.
Is this like when the Beatles put help up? You know?
Kinda. But this is really like a Kumbaya kind of moment. All right. So this is them envisioning a better media system. And what they're saying is that you can't rely on social media to get your message out, that you have to build a subscriber base. That not have to, but it is a much more sustainable model. And they're going to explain why. And that's why I wanted to bring this article to everybody. This one I read a couple of times this week, and it was written by the co-founders of Substack.
Are you going to call Hamish a cool dude again? So this is like the second best video he's ever seen?
I don't want to be a suck-up, but he has been put, the fact that these co-founders have been so accessible on Substack Notes, that they are listening to their users and to their publishers, and they're trying to make it better and make improvements on the fly. I gotta commend that. Like, it's really cool. And it's really cool to be able to have access to somebody like that. And not just me, but everybody that's there and chooses to engage. It's not just me. So this is Chris, Hamish, and Jiraj. Chris is also on Notes pretty often. I have not seen Jiraj on there. So this is from their, it is the best Chris. Now he's going to love that one. So this is from their on.substack.com. This is their Substack blog. And this is kind of like their, how they've been charting the future. So what they say is that, and we've been talking about this, that in the last few weeks, following the launch of Notes, Twitter's chosen to restrict writers' ability to share their work by hiding Substack previews and limiting the distribution of Substack links. It's also cut Substack off from its API, which means that writers can no longer embed tweets in their posts. And we are deeply disappointed by Twitter's actions and have been trying to resolve the issue unsuccessfully so far. Yeah, that's about $40,000 a month, guys. I know what the resolution is. All right. We badly wish writers weren't in this position, and I agree. Writers should be able to share their work freely on Twitter and any other social network, wherever their readers may be. Yeah. This is a challenging moment for writers who've used Twitter to help build their audience and who now find they need to revise their strategies. And that's really nice. And I feel you guys. It's nice. At the same time, we recognize that, fair or not, this was probably inevitable. Twitter's actions are part of a well-established history of social media platforms limiting writers and creators' ability to share their work. Ad-based social platforms want writers and creators' audiences glued to their feed, and they design their products to keep them from leaving. In 2012, Twitter stopped embedding Instagram posts after Facebook acquired the photo sharing app. Today, Facebook deprioritizes links that take people away from its feed. I don't know if you knew that. I certainly did not know that. Just about every link I share to Facebook is one that takes people off the site, which is why it gets no activity. Google prioritizes YouTube search results over TikTok and Vimeo. Little ridiculous, thumbs on the scale. While Twitter has now come for writers on Substack, it's extremely likely that it won't be the last publishing platform to receive this treatment. That's fair. So what they said was Substack was created in direct response to this kind of behavior by social media companies. Writers can't build sustainable businesses if their connection to their audience depends on unreliable platforms that frequently change what you see or what partners they prioritize. Well, yeah. Okay. That world is built on shaky foundations that are crumbling all around us. You need only to look at the fates of BuzzFeed, Mike, and Upworthy to see what happens when a media business over-relies on social platforms. That history demonstrates why it's so important to establish that any publisher who uses Substack retains ownership of all their content and their relationship to their audience. Of course, for writers to realize the impact they seek for their work, they need ways for readers to find them. And one compelling path is for actual humans loving their work to share it with other actual humans by email and word of mouth or
humans.
Yes, or in conversation over drinks about a new writer they found who's changing their entire worldview. That peer-to-peer support is the foundation Substack is built on, and it's why we've invested so much in SEO to make sure that people who love your work can most find it. But we also know there are many ways these behaviors can be amplified. And I didn't realize they'd invested so much in SEO. They recently added the ability to add tags to your posts, which is also big for SEO. Within the last year, they've given you the ability to change what they call the slug, which is like the unique extension of the URL for your Substack, so that you can define what the post is going to be about for the search engines. You can change titles and descriptions and organize that very much like if you've ever used WordPress, one of those SEO plugins for WordPress, it has that similar look and feel.
Yep.
So they said that for the past year, we have been building tools for writers to grow their audience and business without needing to rely on social platforms. And I've been totally about this. All right. In the Substack network, the major growth drivers are not opaque algorithms that reward viral content, but the writers and creators themselves. Our top growth features include recommendations through which writers can promote other writers. And shout out to Historically and Eva Bartlett and Vanessa Bailey. I get a ton of, I think it's Vanessa Bailey and Historically, I get the most referrals of people signing up for my channel and for my Substack through them. Then you also have notes through which anyone can post their work and where readers can find new writers to fall in love with. And it has a very Twitter-esque feel, but a completely different algorithm placement and different grouping of people that are on there. It's a lot smaller at this point. He said, while we're still in the early days with these features, the Substack network already drives 20% of paid subscriptions across the platform, which is really what they're trying to drive. A year ago, that figure was only 8%. So these guys have been thinking about, like, how do we keep people, in an entire organic world that allows them to share, be found, and do that outside of a social media environment. Yeah. Meanwhile, that's another thing of my favorite. Twitter's share of Substack traffic, right? Already relatively small, has been waning. And this is something that we yell about every day. Do I post? He's yelling at me, why are you even bothering to putting your Substack links on Twitter? They're only like deboosting it. They're deplatforming. They're hiding your shit. All right. And here's what they're saying. Twitter's share of Substack traffic, already relatively small, has been waning ever since, even before its recent actions. At the start of the year, Twitter on average drove less than 3% of all views across Substack. Today, it accounts for less than 2%.
How dare you?
Yeah. Now, for me, I think it's about 5% or maybe 6%. It's still about fifth on my list. But Twitter is still really important because it's where I do the most one-on-one communication with people in our community. It's where I have those DM threads where I communicate directly and I have direct feedback with people, many people that are in this audience right now. But to be clear,
good people.
Very excellent
The best people.
All right. But
Excellent
to be clear,
people, so many.
right? The best. But he's not on there. They wouldn't stop him if he wanted to sign up for one, but he's got his own thing, I guess. That would have been a good distribution platform. Somebody should have sold him on that. Really, really excellent platform. To be clear, we encourage writers to publish on any platform they choose so they can raise their profile and engage with ideas, or even just because they enjoy it. But writers cannot rely on these platforms, including theirs. To become independent, they need a direct connection with their audience that the Substack model provides. And fortunately, the growth benefits of the Substack ecosystem already far outweigh the benefits from sharing links on social media. Another person that
Other than OnlyFans.
Bert Kreischer, OnlyFans. That was great. What was that?
I'm just saying.
Was that the roast?
They did a Whitney one recently too, I think.
Oh my God. So
roast a Whitney.
They're so good. But yeah, I've had this back and forth with Kevin Gostola also as well, because he was on Substack early on, and he moved over to Ghost because, well, he's an Indie Media Award honoree, by the way. Thank you. Actually, he is a double for Shadowproof and for him, so that's fitting. He moved over to Ghost because it is a paid subscriber only, and there was no real free model. I don't believe. I think that in order to get on something, you had at the time that you had to pay some kind of thing. Or as a creator, I don't think that there was a free model. You had to pay some kind of monthly fee in order to be able to publish there. I don't know if that's changed.
Gotcha.
But, well, we have no say at
It's like
Substack.
Medium, kind of.
Kind of. Well, no, Medium, I don't think you have to pay to publish on Medium. You have to pay to be a member of Medium, but no, not to publish there. No, if you want to create a Ghost presence, like I created a Substack page and anybody can for free, and you can do that with a referral code, just ask me for it. You can do that for free. You can't do that on Ghost. You have to pay like $9 a month or something like that just to be able to publish there. Anyway, while we have no say over how social media companies treat writers and creators from this point on, we can commit to continuing to build a strong, reliable platform that not only provides great publishing and growth tools, but also puts writers' needs first. Our business depends on it, as we've seen. Our mission of building a new economic engine for culture is a long-term project. It can be achieved only in partnership with writers and creators and with real, steady gains that can't be undone by a third party. And in the Substack ecosystem, writers can focus on what they do best, which is producing great writing that earns readers' respect and support. And for our part, we'll focus on creating a platform that makes everything else, from starting to managing to growing an independent media business, simple and powerful. Amazing why I champion these guys and why, they just align with what we're trying to do here. I really think so. So, and thank you to all of us for our trust and patience and continued support of independent writers and a better media system for us all. So how could I not love this thing? And people would say that they're shit lips, if anything, but except that there's more anti-COVID big pharma narrative stuff on Twitter and stuff that debunking everything with regard to Great Reset and all of corporate narratives is all over Substack. And that's why it's driving corporate media crazy, because they can't control that narrative, nor can the people who create Substack. Now, I'd love to see how they're setting the algorithm for how notes are being set. It looks like it's just a real-time thing based upon what you're subscribed to, but there's a feed that's just supposed to be kind of a fire hose real-time of everything, and it doesn't look like it's quite that. So how are they deciding what gets prioritized? They also now have multiple check systems, which I'm not really crazy about, but holy shit, they just came out with a new one called a purple check.
As long as they don't have a WEF executive on the, about to run the thing.
Oh God,
should
no.
Be all right.
Yeah, exactly. But what's beautiful about them though, is that you can take your content.
Beautiful.
You can export all of this content and take it to another platform, as well as your subscriber
Just
base.
go full throttle.
You got to go full throttle. Julia, come on, Julia.
Full throttle. It's beautiful.
We go full throttle.
Julia.
So
I built this platform for you, Julia.
they basically did build this platform for us, and I greatly appreciate them and love them and
needs more ceiling fans though.
Love it.